the Browns and the Giants, and I'm tying these two together because I think both have very interesting situations at the quarterback position. Both have multiple veterans with starting experience on their rosters. The Giants have Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. The Browns have Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett. And they're each introducing rookies into the mix at the quarterback position. The Giants are doing it with Jackson Dart. The Browns are doing it without a first round pick in that mix, but with two pretty high profile lower round picks in Dylan Gabriel and, of course, Shedeur Sanders. So how do these play out? Well, I think through the spring, you give the veterans a chance to compete. I think it's tough to take reps away from veterans who are learning new receivers. Joe Flacco isn't learning a new system, but there are some changes. He'll have a new coordinator and Tommy Reese there. So they got to get to know each other. Kenny Pickett is new to Cleveland, new to the players there. Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston are both new to Brian Daboll and both new to their teammates there. So those guys need the work in the spring. And so what do you do with the young guys? Well, you give them a chance to compete. And I think for those guys, what they do in the spring is going to be really important, because by the time you get to the summer, you really want to kind of have an idea of who's legitimately in the competition to start in September. And so, my feeling is for both teams, what you're going to see in the spring with Jackson Dart in New York, with Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders in Cleveland, is like an opportunity for them to earn more reps. So you do good with this rep, maybe you get 2 the next day. You do good with these 2, you get 3 the next day. That, of course, is just those numbers aren't real, but like that's sort of the way it would work, is that you build it up. It's sort of the way, if you want to look back at it, Russell Wilson wound up winning the job as a lower round pick in Seattle all those years ago. Of course, now he's in New York on the other end of an equation like this. And it'll be interesting to see what happens, because Jackson Dart, Shedeur Sanders, and Dylan Gabriel, all 3 of those guys were high reps players in college. All those guys were multi-year starters. Dylan Gabriel started games at Central Florida, at Oregon, or at Oklahoma, and then, of course, at Oregon. Shedeur Sanders started games at Jackson State and at Colorado, and Jackson Dart started games at USC and Ole Miss. So all those guys started games at multiple schools, had multiple years as entrenched starting quarterbacks, and should at least be, I think, ready to look competent on an NFL practice field. We'll see how that goes.